Oh boy, back with another burner. I wasn't planning on going on live this afternoon, but thought I'd do a little something for the cameras. And this is going to be very interesting. A very interesting live indeed. You know who I am. You know what this is. This is your money making black son of a gun. We unlock nation in the building with a very important topic or topics. I'm only on. I'm not going to be on too long because it's late at night, and I know some of you Negroes need to be asleep. Um, before I get into the details of what I'm here for, I want to give a shout out to Flora. She was in. Now, Flora gets picked on a lot. At the same time, she goes on tangents is asking for it at times, and then there's times where she's just her peaceful self. I mean, this is YouTube. I mean, it is what it is. But when You hit on a sensitive, sensitive spot, a sensitive topic. Hey, Brownie, when you hit on a sensitive topic, I don't know what it was, but it seems like to me, people just like to hit below the belt, and that's only black folks. That's just only us black folks, just hitting below the belt, no matter what it is. Believe me, I had a similar situation, and it will not be repeated. So I want to get that out the way. I want to give a shout out to Flora, and I want to ask her one particular question. Why are you constantly getting on Fatty's live, knowing that he's going to have quote unquote what's the terminology these young kids use nowadays? Bandits. I don't do the ad lib shit. I don't do the new word. So bandits. I guess y'all use the word bandits or whatever. I guess it's meant. I guess bandit means men who act goofy. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Hey Emma. Hey Emma. And this is the reason why I came up with the topic, or I came up with the theme. Negroes do not deserve black women. Period. I don't know what number I'm on. It's just I'm on that number. So here it is. As I was on my vacation, or should I say staycation, I'm ghost riding and hitting panel after panel after panel, and nothing has changed. It's still the same argument, still the same discussion, still the same treat. And then fast forward on today, or was it Super Bowl Sunday? Super Bowl Sunday, which shouts out to the Chiefs, shouts out to Mahomes, his third title in 4 years. It was shout out to. I just love to look at the faces of San Fran, and oh boy, I can't wait. I can't stand San Francisco 49ers. Y'all are rivals. You know y'all are rivals. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so whatever. But on to the Alicia Keys thing. Alicia Keys and Usher thing. Everybody's in an uproar about this performance. Let's see.
It's the only way we know how to rock. It started when we were younger.
Ursha and Alicia Keys taking fans back to 2004 at the Super Bowl with their hit My Boo.
Now another brother's taking over, but it's still in your right. That's my baby. See it no matter how I try.
We, not only made music together, but we support each other.
While it was speculated ahead of time,
that's out the bag.
Alicia officially surprised the Super Bowl crowd halfway through Ursha's halftime performance, popping up on the field behind a custom piano in an all-red look.
First, I would like to let's go back to this where everybody was in a freaking uproar. Let's see. This picture right here. This picture. Usher's holding him. Usher's holding him a little bit too tight. What is Swiss Beats gonna think? What is Swiss Beats gonna think? Swiss Beats gonna look at it and like, well, that's my baby up there. As long as he ain't touching her inappropriate, is he? That's not in it. They're performers, dude. They're musicians. Get over it. But everybody has to make content. Everybody has to make a big deal about the situation. And I forgot, it's Hollywood also. So why are we so hip? Why are we so at the hip with Hollywood performers? We're not Hollywood performers. Most of us work a 9 to 5. Most of us are struggling trying to keep a job. Most of us are trying to keep our head above water. And y'all worried about this? I would say worry about your own situation, but I can't wait for me and Kayla to talk about the situation because this is interesting.
Ahead of time.
That's out the bag.
Alicia
Oh, and by the way, did I mention that Usher got married the same night to his boo?
officially surprised the Super Bowl crowd halfway through Ursha's halftime performance, popping up on the field behind a custom piano in an all red look.
Mm, mm. Well, is this what we're doing? Hmm. Is this what we getting so upset for? I mean, I can understand. I can understand the women getting up, having a little problem with what she was wearing because I had to admit, Alicia Keys looked pretty good there. But why are we such an uproar on what Usher was doing? Why? I wish I had Usher's millions. But going on to the next thing, something that had caught my eye real fast, real quick about a situation that happened, I would say, not too long ago. I have to go back to I have to go back with Floor. I have to go back to the Floor situation because it's bothering me now because I forgot in my head. For completely forgot in my head. She mentioned the word authorities. Now, she mentioned the word authorities, right? Ladies, if it's getting that bad, fellas, if it's getting that, I'm gonna tell both genders this. If it's getting that bad to the point where you feel uncomfortable in a situation, please by all means log off. Just log off. I mean, at this point, I would not be surprised if YouTube just shuts this all down. I wouldn't be surprised because none of this needs to be out in the public, no way. The only time we should ever be on these live streams is we have something of importance to report, something of importance to share to the people. What you did last night, and how you did it, and who you did it with, and how you did it. That shouldn't be out there for the world to hear, especially putting people's private business out there. Your business is your business. Like, what the hell? But so she talking about authorities, and I'm like, okay. So the toxicity is still there. The toxicity is still there, but no, but I'm I would not be shocked if YouTube channels would not be taken down. I would not be shocked. Some some YouTube channels, not all, some YouTube channels need to be taken down. Or some if somebody doesn't have a YouTube channel and they're just trolls, how can you identify a troll? How can you kick a troll off? How can you identify that? How can YouTube identify that troll and say that troll cannot come back to on a live chat ever again? I don't know. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible at all. But this is to my men. Y'all, oh God, some banal. y'all need to relax. Y'all need to just fucking relax. But this is a younger generation. I don't put in much stock in the younger generation. Here's why. I'm on here's why. If I went to the casino, if I were to put a bet on Gen Z, I would lose. When it comes to marriage, when it comes to when it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationships, if I were to put a bet that that ship would be on a high rise, I would lose my bet. Seriously. All because of this shit. Mm, 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 mm. I'm not computer savvy. Please give me 1 second. I lost my place. Damn, I lost my place. There we go.
Are tired of being blamed for everything. They had a good guy, she messed their relationship up. They never talk about those things because it's like it never happens. They never take accountability. So why should we care about how y'all feel? Y'all. No matter what happens, it's our fault.
Exactly. Because y'all are always doing things. It's y'all, not us.
See, that right there is why we do what we do. It doesn't matter what we say to y'all, it is always us. Always us. Don't you get that? All y'all want to do is twerk, be half naked on social media or in the club, knowing good men do not like that. Y'all know that.
Ladies, um, you as soft as cottonelle tissue. You act just like the women that are on this earth. The women just act like the niggas on this earth. You're feeding in poverty. You you rarely keep jobs. You bounce from here to here to here to here. You bounce from this job to that job to that job to that job, hoping that you'll get a bigger buck. You use women like you use women like you use cars. And then if that situation don't work, you niggas turn gay. And you go to a club like Charlie's or some shit and you start twerking in the clubs. Whatever happened to the real men that handle business? The real men that handle business and not did any type of search, little engine search like you do on Tinder or something like that. We actually went out and actually searched for a person that is suitable for the individual. Instead of just going on a tangent. I'm gonna play that. You know what? I'm gonna play that again. I'm gonna play that one more again. I want to understand where this is coming from. Go ahead.
But y'all, you want us or want those good men to want y'all.
Men are tired of being blamed for everything.
Had a good guy, she messed their relationship up. They never talk about those things because it's like it never happens. They never take accountability. So why should we care about how y'all feel? Y'all. No matter what happens, it's our fault.
Exactly. Because y'all are always doing things. It's y'all, not us.
See, that right there is why we do what we do. It doesn't matter what we say to y'all. It is always us. Always.
So you are admitting. So you are happy to admit that you do the things that you do because you feel that women don't take y'all serious. Well, here's two parts to this. One, you can not mess with the woman. 1 second. Okay, where was I at? Oh yeah. There's two parts, right? One, the men go their separate ways, work on their craft, work on potentially getting that paper, right? And sooner or later, a good woman will come along and feed on some of y'all's egos, which some of us do have egos. And then there's the other part. The other part is you mess with those. You choose these particular women, right? Because you think that they're easygoing. It's always been that way. I've been to clubs previous times in my earlier years. It's always been that way. You always you go up to a person, you buy her a drink, thinking that you're going to what? Get some coochie that night? Oh no, you're going to a club to actually have a decent conversation, a logical conversation with a woman. Doesn't work that way. Not in no club. I have never been to a strip club and had a logical conversation with a stripper. Never. 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 It will never work. I understand where brothers are like that coming from. But number one, you're recording. You're recording. Let's get off of this. You're fucking recording. Let's stop. You're fucking recording online. No one wants to hear us black men. Yes, us black men are the worst when it comes to targeting. We are the worst when it comes to not being heard. I get it. But you know how you ought to be, you know how you can be heard for real? Start building. Start building the foundation. Start building for yourselves. You have no problems listening to rappers. You had no problem listening to Cameron when he said he's not a black American, he's an American. But when Dr. Umar or somebody else comes along and starts spreading the truth about what we are as a people, who the hell is Dr. Umar? Who the hell is Dr. Umar? Dr. Umar to me is the one that grabs the. He's like that uncle that grabs the belt, starts whooping ass. I'm not saying he's Jesus, but you know the story of Jesus, right? Jesus, when he went up to the temple, his temple, and he found out that people were selling all types of gold and copper and all types of stuff in his name, and he didn't authorize this stuff. It said he was thrashing people in the temple, just thrashing and thrashing. Paraphrasing, what the hell y'all doing? And my father didn't send me down here for you to sell this stuff in my name. You are to worship in this temple. And that's what you should be doing, worshiping in your temple, getting your body right, getting your health right, getting your mental right. Stop going to places where you know it's not going to be healthy for you. And I would say the same thing to women. But I'm just looking at us as men, and it's a shame. We just keep crying and crying and begging over what? Because we can't find nobody to marry. You can't find nobody to marry y'all? Get over it. Marriage ain't for y'all anyway. Not in this century. Oh, no, no, no. I only know a few people that are married, a few young, good, healthy, strong, young black men who are married to their women right now. Shouts out to I told you to get off my freaking feed. Shouts out to Jedi Mike. That is my guy. Jedi Mike. Doing it big too. Doing it big in the comic book world. I much props to you, bruh. Keep doing what you're doing. As if he knew what he wanted. And this is why I said this. This is why I hope and pray that this young generation gets a grip, because you know what it's telling to the other generation. My son's generation, which is 9 years old, saying that we ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna. I even heard some ridiculous shit like, "Oh yeah, marriage should be a 2-year contract." A 2-year contract? Yeah, just when the marriage is up, I get to evaluate our marriage. By law, I get to evaluate our marriage. And say, if you ain't doing right by me, I have the right to go by to somebody else and marry them. Doesn't work that way. Fellas, especially my young kids. Once you in the marriage, you in the marriage. Once you sign that certificate, till death do us part, sickness and in health, through holy matrimony, under God, you're in it for life. For life. For life. For life. As son kiss. She knows. You in a marriage for life. They ain't knowing unless somebody in that marriage is being abusive to each other. Y'all are stuck together. I want to go to another. I want to go to another crazy clip, but especially with y'all passport Negroes. Some of them get, some of them don't. Most of them. How did you trade your money in for some shit that's worthless? Hell, even the American dollars is close to being worthless too. But why would you go overseas and just trade in the American dollar for less money? And then if you don't get robbed then by some gangbangers that's over there, you're gonna get robbed by the person that you trying to screw. You are going to get robbed, but some of them make it. Some of them make it, some of them don't. I want to play this particular. I want to play this particular clip. Yeah, see what y'all think.
And that's why it never fails when I say since I've been out here that I hate black people or black women is coming out of the audience faster than ever. The live stream we did at the party last night, there's people like, all I see is a bunch of freeloaders. Those women aren't even showing also no kind of affection. You could do better than that. Really, if you knew the details about those women, you would know that there was no shortage of affection. But on the other hand, somebody also says, "Oh, we would like to see more faces of the women down there, not the same group." But when I had the Asian girl in Thailand, nobody had a problem with seeing her face every day. Nobody donations went through the roof whenever. I mean, there people are donating while I'm here too, and I appreciate everybody. But I do notice when it's a non-black woman, the donations go through the roof, and that's why it never fails when I say since I've been out here that I hate black people or black women is coming out of the audience.
This is the reason why I say that Negroes do not deserve black women in totality, because if we're going to go on our daily lives begging and pleading for recognition by our women, being respected by our women every day, then it's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem. It's just we treat this like a drug. We just treat this like anything. We just treat this like a whole goddamn drug. It's just like it's calling me. It's calling me. It's just calling me. Remember this motherfucker? We just treat this like a drug. What happened to this fucking sound? Oh. Anyway, can't get the sound up. I don't know what happened. But you remember this month? we gonna treat trimming like we gonna treat women like crack cocaine. This keep calling me. But you can't take responsibility for your woman. You can't take responsibility for anything. Some of you, most of you. You really can't. And I have to get into the discussion. Now. Now that I'm back, I have to get into that discussion. But why do you feel the need to press the issue every single day? Why do you need to press? It's getting nowhere. It's getting nowhere anytime soon. It's getting nowhere fast. There are other ethnicities, white folks and Chinese folks, getting richer and richer and more powerful. And the only thing we are capable of doing is talking shit about black women. Ladies, y'all aren't the hook either. But I feel the need to speak to my men right now. And when those men are capable of getting it together, They get it together because they're not lazy, they're not they're not selfless, or they're selfless, they're not selfish, and they go and get the bag and they do what they need to do. But what I wish of our people is it start building a foundation for yourself. Start building the foundation for yourself. Start start loving. Why did I say that? I didn't mean to throw out the L word, because the L word, love, does not exist. Not in this century. Love has too many meanings to it. And if you were to throw out that L word, the L word is so strong that usually people in this generation do not bound by the rules and the regulations that for which it stands. They just don't. I have never seen chivalry. I have never seen it. Chivalry doesn't need, none of that stuff even exists anymore. None of it. None of it. Why do we have to explain what it is? But we just got a live stream just the other day, just not too long ago, from Flora. You know how they say the enemy is my friend, and the friend of the friend is my enemy? Look at this. I got an enemy right now on my platform. Oh, man. Wait, what's going on, boo boo? Hello, you're on mute. I can't hear you. Emma, I don't know what's going on. Emma, Emma, you there? Mm-mm. Go and get your stuff together, boo boo. Go and get your stuff together. But I literally, I literally want to help. I literally want to help people. But how is it that the younger generation constantly keeps disrespecting us? How do I reach out my hand and try to help you with resources, information, and shit like that? Oh no, y'all got all the resources. We don't need we don't need to be hearing from old folk. Oh, is that right? We have more resources. Yeah, how those resources working for you so far? Those particular resources that you're talking about, white folks had already given it to you already because of all the stuff that the millennials and parts of the Gen X's have been marching up and down the street for, to get y'all asses in line, to get y'all asses that job. We're the ones marching up and down the street, not y'all. Y'all was just born. Y'all was just born here. Y'all came here on this earth, breath smelling like Similac, wet behind the mother in the ears. And you got the nerve to look people like me in the eye and say, we don't need to be hearing from y'all old folk? Really? Okay. Inflation is mighty tight. Inflation is mighty tight. Bills going up the roof. Corporations is raising up rent about, I would say, I'm not a math whiz, but $2, 50 bucks, $50, $200. Yeah, inflation's going up, partner. Gas, not too bad, but it all depends on what city and state you're in. I heard LA is like $5 a pop, $6 a pop. Over here, it's $4. You get the cheap gas over here. Food's looking kind of look food. Go to Sprouts. Food is not cheap. If you want that good healthy food, you go to Sprouts. If you want that cheap food, you go to Walmart. Oops. So bills are not that sweet for y'all. We expect it. Unfortunately, my bill. See, this is the process of me us of us Gen X's getting married and finding that one, right? The baby boomers finding that one is when we know what's coming ahead down the road and we listen to our elders. It's like we don't have to listen to everything that they say, but we learn how to respect our fucking elders.
Terrible.
Now I can hear you, but you can hear me?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, because my microphone was hooked up and I thought it was
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
so didn't know if you had any questions about what you were talking about earlier about men and women.
Well, you're millennial, right?
Yeah.
Because you were born when?
Um
You don't know when you were born.
yeah, but I don't want to be throwing no hints out there.
80s, 90s, where were you?
80s.
Okay, 81, 82.
Early 80s.
Okay, okay, early 80s. Okay, so you're a millennial. Let's just say that you're a millennial.
Right.
Okay, have you heard anything specifically crazy about Gen or anything less crazy about millennials through in any chat rooms or Gen Zs in the chat room six, and it pertains to how black men are mistreated. Because I'm gonna give you an example, right? I'm Gen X. Gen Zs hate Gen X's. They do. Despise Gen X's because they feel and believe they're disrespected. I'm like, who's disrespecting you, idiots? Who disrespecting you, ingrates? Baby boomers and most of a Gen X has paid the way for you to get jobs. And you wonder why you're a failure at happiness because you can't even treat your women right. And again, shouts out to Jedi Mike. He's married.
Yeah.
Jedi Mike is married, and I believe he's a millennial. I believe so.
I mean, why wouldn't he be married? He seems like a nice guy.
He's an incredible nice guy.
He's
And congratulations to him too, because he had just did an interview with one of the dudes, the cast of the villains. I forgot what the villain's name was, but he was off of Black Lightning. I forgot what that cat's name was, but congratulations to him, doing real big things. Going to his, I would definitely have people to go and subscribe to his page because he's doing big things. But you were saying,
No, that was it. I was saying, why? So that's a good thing that he doing that because it's a it's something that should be cherished, definitely
hmm
to have and to hold. Um,
I'm just saying,
that's him.
it,
You see, he's still, he'll still come over and do his YouTube and stuff and kind of probably socialize and everything. He's still the same OG. I don't know because I haven't seen him, but he just seems like that type. So
mhm. Right.
that's the good thing on for him. Everybody, it might not work like that. So, but there are going to be your pros and cons to everything, but it might not work exactly how it worked for Jedi. May not work like that exactly for everybody, but it could be somewhere along those lines, like happily married and you know successful, um, smart.
Do you see yourself? Well, I'm afraid to even ask you at
Right.
this. What I'm afraid because you don't even come. Well, you do come on, but you don't like to show your face, and you're a very private person. So I'm gonna ask this: do you see yourself getting married soon, later, 5 years, 10 years?
I'm not sure, but I do know that I do feel like when the right person comes along, then I feel like I will know, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Will it be any of these Negroes that you see online?
I haven't seen a lot of people because yeah, I've seen you, so that's not really a lot of people. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I have to have some type of selection, and
Would
then
you get
people
married to a Pookie?
well, I don't think anybody. What is now? I don't think anybody would want to do that because I'm not in a position to do that because I already have like other stuff. Financial obligation because I had other bills and stuff. So I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to afford to be able to get a pookie.
This is, okay.
Right. I'm not.
Here,
Yeah, because if I had the money to do something like that and lift somebody up, I would because I know it comes with that, and I don't think I would be able to deal with all that at once because I don't have that type of cash. But if I had a little bit of money on me or whatever, and you know, I might would help somebody out.
that's cool. That is cool.
You know what I mean?
Uh, I don't think.
I don't have no problem.
Well, I mean, but most. What do you think? Most people would say that don't want anything to do with your money. They don't care if you make money or not. They don't care if you're in education or not. They just want you to be very cooperative. They want you to be, that's the word I'm looking for. Well, the whole submissive thing is being thrown out. It's garbage to me. The whole submissive that word is being used too much.
Plus, you don't kind of want to overdo it. You do want to have, you know, you just want to kind of play your part too, because, and depending on, who you're with, it might not be a whole lot you have to do, kind of. But you just want to play your part, and try to stay positive. I'm just thinking if I were married, because you would probably have to stay like super duper positive because you made the commitment, you made the holy matrimony, and it's what I mean. So I would think. But go ahead.
Well, some of well, speaking of holy matrimony, some of these Negroes thinking that are thinking that these contracts are a little bit miscued and want to renegotiate their contracts when it comes to marriage.
Like, what do you mean? Like, they want to redo, like,
For example, I heard some cat the other day. He said that these contracts should be treated like sport contracts.
well, it's
Like you're
not a
getting,
contract. Because what it is it must be something else. Because I know that what the person who would sign a contract would be like a second wife or like someone who couldn't be legally married to you. I don't think
mm,
I don't think a marriage is it a license, a contract, or like what is it? Because I forgot all that stuff because I was supposed to look all of that up. Like if I should be going like more hard at this point. Um, but it's hard to do that, like you said, at this point in my life without seeming kind of weird. Like looking up marriage stuff and you know, getting serious about it.
well, you have to honor the contract. I believe so. You have to both of you have to honor it.
No, I don't think that's a contract. It's a I know it's part of it's legally binding,
Mm.
but I don't know if it's is it a contract or
Well, they do that here. They do that here in America. In other countries, not so much. And all they need to do is just jump a broom. That's all you
no,
have to do.
because yeah, from what I knew, well, maybe it is because from what I knew, they would have the second wives or the other wives sign contracts because they couldn't be legally married. So I don't know how that works. So um,
I only know it, or I only can only go by my experience. I
so
mean,
now I'm
yeah.
just the reason why I was asking it because I'm like, how can you redo it? Because it's not.
Well,
It's
by law, they would probably, if there were a whole bunch of these whiny little crybaby crackheads that come online and they start complaining about how a marriage should be a normal not a normalized, that's not a word, how that it should be fixed and how it should be presented is, like I said, a particular contract which you can only be dedicated to that contract for 3 years, and after 3 years or so, we come when the 3 years is up, we reevaluate we evaluate our relationship, our marriage, which it don't work that way, and if you abide by these particular rules, quote unquote, um, d- depending if you were a good wife or not, then we can renegotiate the contract, renegotiate this
this
marriage.
sounds like a rush movement. RUSH, a rush movement, because it's like
Well, say that again.
it sounds like a movement to where like you're trying to rush it. Like I just want to be married because how in God's name? Because you would think like people that I see, or like now that my kids are grown, you know, people that I see that have, loved each other ever since high school and they end up getting married. They don't have to, but things like that happen and stuff. Like you can't fake that to me. Now tell me if you can fake it because and some people are just out, like you said, they just need a something to have and to hold because they need these checks. Like some women, they go ahead and say, "Hey, look, this is how they marry, and this is what they do." So
I
I
want you. I
I
want you to
think
see
it's
something.
hard
I
in
want
some
you to see. I really want you to see something. I want your opinion on this.
Being blamed for everything.
Had a good guy she messed their relationship up. They never talk about those things because it's like it never happens. They never take accountability. So why should we care about how y'all feel? Y'all. No matter what happens, it's our fault.
Exactly. Because y'all are always doing things. It's y'all, not us.
See, that right there is why we do what we do. It doesn't matter what we say to y'all, it is always us. Always us. Don't you get that? All y'all want to do is twerk, be half naked on social media or in the club, knowing good men do not like that. Y'all know that. But y'all, you want us or want those good men to want y'all.
Men are tired.
Cop out or you telling the truth?
I was listening to him, and because he's acting, but he knows how to like make it really seem deep. But it seemed like he was pouring his heart out a little bit. So no, and like you said, you never want to, um,
I
you
mean,
know,
come on, you can't be you either an actor or you're being for real for these.
no, he was acting, and she was too. But it's like, what is the argument about though? But I would say, yeah, a lot of stuff does probably get blamed on men, and then in some households or in some cases, a lot of stuff could get blamed on women or a woman. So it's probably a mix of that going on. But the thing is that, like I said, you really should be trying to figure out if this is something that's healthy, like before you kind of get to the point where you're getting married, you're living together. You mean not nothing wrong with like staying over and living together and stuff, but I'm just saying like before you start like making this like huge commitment, you start having kids and all that. So I would say, and then it's really tough because people, they get totally into their relationship, and they might lose themselves in a relationship, and it could get stressful at a certain point. But like I said, once you get to know someone, because I know how it is when you want to rush things, but once you get to know someone, once you get to know someone, then
Mm-hmm.
you you'll start to be more comfortable, and you can try to trust or trust again, or whatever you got to do, and you get to know someone,
Like
and you
like
really.
our length of period, right? We've known each other for 2, maybe 3 years, possibly even longer than that, right?
Well, I would say, when I say get to know, if it's someone that you might think about spending the rest of your life with, or someone you're like seriously.
No. Get what I'm saying. Like, for like the period that, like, say, yeah, like we're having right now. We're having a discussion, right?
Mhm.
And it's called getting to know one another's strengths, weaknesses, um, uh, what they like to do, what they like to get into. It's basically we're in a friendship stage, right? It starts off that way, And depending on where you wanted to end up, it's on
Okay.
you to.
First and foremost, you have your friends. I don't ask you what you and your friends be talking about and all that. So how much am I really your friend? Now I don't want to have to address this with you because I don't want to press the issue because I know
No,
that,
I'm not speaking about you and I. I'm speaking in general.
okay.
Like what, like the where when it comes to that friendship stage, if you wanted to go anywhere else, then it's on you two. And you need to be, and what I've learned, this is what I've learned you need to be discreet about what you want as men. If you just want her for her body, just say so. If you want her for her mind, say so. If you want all of her, say so. This is what I've learned, right? So, at some point, the two of you need to sit down and address once you've been in that, once you're in that friend stage and you've known each other for, I would say, damn near a year or so. What do you say? Well, I don't see us being anywhere on the next level of marriage, anything like that. But we can still be friends. I'm like, okay, cool. Move on to the next. That's where, but the realization of this century is just, I don't know where it's going. And this is the reason why I put this is the reason why I put Umar and Sukihana. Not the reasons what people are thinking,
That's
but
the
the
reason
reason.
I'm up here. I'm like, okay, what he wouldn't tell anybody about what was going on with them, so we don't know.
No, no, no. This is the reason why I put that up there.
Hmm.
Well, one, the picture that I originally had, it disappeared on me, so I only had enough time for to look for a particular picture. I was like, wait a
Still
minute.
like him though. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I think she still likes him.
No, no,
What?
no, no. She was faking the funk the entire time. But this is the reason why I had that up there. The reason why I had Umar and Sukihana up there, right, is because how is it that she spoke his name? She spoke his name, but in the negative content, because all that shit was negative.
Who
Ain't
spoke?
nothing,
Who said something
wasn't
negative?
nothing positive about that shit. I'm a Pan African, and he gonna eat my box.
He did
Really?
not say he was going to do that at
No,
all.
no. She said that.
There's
She said that.
no,
He didn't
she
say that.
didn't say that.
What did she say?
She did not say nothing like that. She said that she would think about going to Pound Town with him because she likes his work.
Same thing.
No, she said she likes and her reasoning for saying that was because she likes what he's doing and she likes his work and she basically
And
was saying
and she wants him to have relations.
how does she
She
know
wants
that
that.
she wants
She
that?
said it.
Now I'm just asking her, like, how does she know she wants it? Did she gotta see it or anything first, or she just figured she might want it?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't
You,
know. I just
you gonna make me want to pull it. Oh, good lord. Let me go on my reasoning. The reason why I had that up there in the first place is
she was just
to let niggas know that it's the same way women fumble a bag. You fumble a woman that you could possibly change it right. If Umar could change her life, and she completely did a 360 like she did, like she said the other day. Oh, oh my God. I know I didn't know what I was getting into. Oh my God. oh, the music industry is the devil's playground and whoopty whoopty whoa. And then in the next minute, she on there. I'm not a musician. I make music. Like, oof. Like I don't. This is the reason why I don't like Umar when he talks about celebrities. I don't like it when he. But listen, there are a few celebrities that will rock with him.
No, but I mean, if we really look at it, it's like she's gonna make it. I mean, I think she'll be okay. So I really I get it, but
It
it's like
doesn't matter to me if she makes it or not. The fact of the matter, when you put yourself in that position, you are Hollywood's. I have to say Hollywood's bitch. I'm sorry. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows where you're from. Possibly knows your social security number. It just knows your
I'll tell you
name,
what happens.
your address. If you like eating ass, whatever,
I can tell you what's happening.
and knows your sex tape because you had a few sex tapes out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about those.
Oh, you forgot about that, huh?
Yes, indeed I did. And
Every
guess what?
Negro.
I was gonna tell you she probably broke down like that because I think and you probably don't see a lot of people do this, but I heard someone talk about it, which was but she probably started like when she start traveling and it gets very demanding. And that's when they have the breakdown probably. And they'd be like, oh, it's Hollywood's doing this and that because they want to take a day off. But when you do that type of stuff, you can't take a day off. So it's tough. So that's probably why she had her breakdown and stuff. I mean, she's entitled to, you know, to have her breakdown. But I watched a part of when she said the musician thing. I think she was just trying to be funny. And that's all. I mean, and there's no harm in that. Clearly she knows what a, mu- a musician is. And to me, it sounded like she was saying she's not just a musician, she does all this other stuff too, and what she was trying to tell. But I guess the people didn't want to receive it. They want her to do, um, they want her to know what a musician is, and they want her to be a musician.
Have you ever been to Hollywood? Have you
No,
ever been to Hollywood? I have. When you in when went to LA, me and my family, we went to LA. We decided to go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles for the first time. And believe me, that shit is all dried up. So I don't ain't nothing. We can go to the Lolos and get that same shit. But anyway, we went to Hollywood, right? And I saw that big Hollywood sign, but down below it's just filthy. Everything is filthy.
hmm
It's filthy. When
when
you
I
go
said
up down, when you
Hollywood,
go to the Beverly Hills, it's no, it's not, it's nothing. Everything is dried up. But everything on the surface when you go out, everything is pretty. But
hmm
down below, looking at down at everybody, it's just filthy. It is filthy. We went to the swap meets. It ain't nothing but what? Mexicans.
okay,
And then of course you got gang turf. So
hmm
to make it, you got to be either an A-lister. That means you're doing something that you have to do to get to that A list. Your B list is what we'll call you when we need you, or the C listers is like, yeah, okay, somebody got sick, so we'll replace them with you. No big deal. It's just like with the whole Cat Williams situation. They're treating them like a B-lister now, right? But before I get off track, the reason why I have Dr. Umar on there is to simply to say this: why are y'all Negroes getting mad at a person that had no recognition of who this girl was? She ain't know who this girl was.
He knows
He
who
didn't know.
Rihanna
No,
is. He knows everybody, honey.
no, he does not.
Yes, he does.
So he knew that girl from the other night.
Literally.
So he knew that girl from Atlanta then?
No, I'm talking about he already knew Suki Hana.
No, he did not.
He did.
This is crazy. This is insane. I can't believe this. How does one person how did he know her from? Where did he know her from? A video that was being played.
Probably TV.
How do you know he watches TV?
Everybody watches TV.
Everybody watches TV. My cousin don't even watch TV. One of my elder cousins don't even watch TV. So how do you know radio?
And
They ain't no radio no more. With YouTube.
YouTube, Instagram. Yeah. So you think he didn't know at all who Suki Hana is?
Possibly a pop up here and there, but I'm
That's
like, you
funny though.
This is a pop up. I don't even know Sexy Red. I only know of one Sexy Red, and I'm not subscribed to her anymore.
Well, Suki Hana's been out. She's been out. I know every bit of 15, 20 years. I mean, maybe not 20 because she's not that old, but she's been.
This woman is Suki Hana is how old? Still in her 20s, in her late 20s, early 30s.
Suki Hana's been out over 10 years. Because you didn't know about her then back when she was skinny.
Well, you do what you had to do. When the paper get low, the hungriness show, you got to do what you got to do. I did not know that. I didn't know.
That's why I like Suki Hana because she really built herself up. And she was a good rapper. She used to rap different than a little bit different than what she raps now. I think I gotta listen. I'm gonna listen.
To Meg Thee Stallion, but I think Meg Thee Stallion is way better. But that's just my opinion. But he didn't want to. Listen, if it took one guy to possibly maybe convince her to change her life around, I think it possibly would take. Can it take one Negro that's complaining here on the YouTube? No, I don't think
she's about to do it now, and that's why I said I'm up here. I was being nosy because she I saw a news article earlier, or it was either on Instagram or YouTube. It said Suki Hana said she's quitting the music business.
That's what she says.
And I was like, is she gonna snatch the Prince of Pan?
Okay, do you believe wholeheartedly that she's gonna that she's retiring from the music business? With a lying eyes.
She may be getting ready to do something different. I don't know, but I just know I read that. That's why I was like, that's a coincidence. I was like, maybe she had to finish up some stuff and then get ready.
No. Let's be 100% real here. She felt that way because people were attacking her left and right. They do what they do to other musical rap artists and R&B artists and all other types of artists, basically black artists. What they do to black artists, she couldn't take it and she felt some type of way. Now, Has she gave it up completely? No. You know why? Because the other day she was on some white woman was interviewing her, and the only argument that I heard from the skit, I didn't hear the whole entire thing, but the thing that she said was, and I'm paraphrasing, she's not a music artist, but she makes music. And the white woman looked at her like, wait a minute, you make music, but you're not a music artist. She got offended by someone telling her that she is a music artist,
She said
that she makes, but she makes music. This is the thing.
now everybody wants her back. Like either you want her or you don't. Like if she's done,
No, I'm still no going back to what was stated. She said she was going to quit the music industry
right.
because it's part of the devil's playground. Why are you still here? I believe based on what people I believe based on what people say, not what they tell me. What people
Well, what
say.
she said
If
to
you say
that,
that you're going to quit, I'm gonna look at you and say, okay, I'm waiting. And if you're still talking, you're like, I thought you said you were going to quit, which means you're lying to me.
okay. Well, I can tell you what she said to that when she said the first time she was going to get out, or because of all that stuff. She said she had to keep on going because she has to go ahead and make the money because it's important, because she has mouths.
UPS is hiring. Subway is hiring. Hell, my job is hiring. Making 25 dollars an hour now. Oh, you wait a
You're
minute.
refusing to let me
We too
deliver this
good.
bouquet.
We too good to make
Like,
$25
why?
an hour?
Of flowers.
Huh?
I said you're refusing to let me deliver this bouquet of flowers to
Oh, I am so sorry. I am
Cookie
so sorry.
Hana.
And it is close to Valentine's Day. So go. I'm sorry.
Yes, so she's slugging away through it. And like you said, she has much more probably to go on in her journey. So, if we're seeing, if we're just, all it takes is that one, effort to and her wanting to do something, for Black children. Um, I think that's a really good thing. So it was powerful.
Wait. She said she wanted to
Her
do
kids
something.
probably go, huh?
She said she wanted to do something for Black children.
Yeah, because she must do because she said that you know, she said that she you know, Dr. Umar's mission and everything. So, and I'm thinking she probably would have made a donation. I'm not speaking for her. I'm just saying she probably has some extra money. I'm not sure. And if she donated, she is doing. I mean, this is what all this is about. Getting this school and
And
why he's out there talking to
and
the
this
celebrities
is
and yada yada yada.
and this is what I said the exact same thing to D. I said, D, look, what if Sugihana gave him a little bit of money for his school and the school opened? What would you say then? What would people say then? Nothing. Oh, he was trying to get some cookie. He was trying to get them ghetto cookies. No, even if he was, and he's single. We could do better than that, dog. You jealous as hell. Get on out of here. You been wanting to. We want some good girl. Why you trying so hard to get the bad ones? And this is one of the reasons why people like Prince
Actually,
win.
actually, from what I've seen, I mean, shit, I mean, they would be kind of cute together, especially um,
Did you just say that they look cute together?
well, I mean, you mentioned her being on the show. She always looks nice. I mean, so she has her hair done. She has her makeup done. Listen, somebody's got to do it. I'm not getting ready to done on me. I'm
Umar
not
Johnson is Umar Johnson is 46, 47 years old. Sugi Hana is in. I gotta look up that girl's name. I gotta look up that girl. I don't even know how to spell her damn name. Suki. Suki. Yeah. Age. How old do you think she is? She's 32. This woman is 32 years old.
Yeah.
32 freaking years. I can. No, I can't see it. No. Out of all the females that he has met, has taken pictures with, has smiled with, has had
They
interactions
not
with.
messing with Sukiana.
What's so special about Suki?
No pause, but
What's so special about Suki?
I mean, who are you gonna say that? Who are you gonna say that out of all the women you see him with? What? What? I'm trying. I just want to know. I really do at this point because
you know what? He's a grown man. He can do whatever he want to do. You heard me? He can do what he do. He do what he do. If he get listen, but he's focusing on the mission. That's all I can say. But not to harp on him because it's not really about him. It's about some of these Negroes out here that do the exact same complaining. It's just it's ridiculous. It's just like the whole Usher situation. It's her Usher and Alicia Keys last night was performing over here in Las Vegas, right? At the Super Bowl. And he had his little arms wrapped around her. It's the same thing as the video from I think it was '04 because they did the video in '04, and so they rehashed the memory of that video and they performed it on stage. And everybody was on an uproar. Oh my God! Usher has his arms all around Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys is married to Swiss Beats. They're performers.
hard
They're performers. They're performers.
Everybody been getting mad at Usher ever since he been over there in Vegas because he's been serenading all the women and baby moms and girlfriends and
Did
wives.
everybody forget the fact that he still has herpes, right? These are my infections.
um, the thing is that how is that going for him?
Look, he got married that same night.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good. And that's why I said I was like, people are really coming out for Usher because he was on his thug thizzle. Like, little did we know. So, the people have been coming out for him. And what I was gonna say was, ever since I noticed, I started to catch on. When he's been serenading, um, all the women over there in Vegas, and people have been on him ever since, saying he's serenading the women. They don't want him up there. But you see when
How is he serenading the women when
that's in
every time
Vegas, because you can't help it because
he's registered.
registered what?
He's a reservation. He's a reservation he has a reservation in Vegas, just like
Yeah, reservation.
Bruno Mars, like Janet Jackson.
And it's
All
the
those people are starting to come to Vegas and starting to get. I wouldn't mind it. Bone Thugs and Harmony are registered. I'm glad. So he can have anybody he damn well pleases, as long as he's using a condom. Oops.
I don't think that might not work. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I was gonna
Work for who?
work for him for what you were saying, because I just attended a lecture, another lecture. But anyway, I was gonna say, but what I did notice was when he did, maybe it's because the way he dances and stuff, and he can sing too. Of course, he can sing. So, but when he did do it, because the way they had it set up, it was like first she was like getting away from him, and then he was like dancing and stuff, and then when he finally got her into his arms, she was smiling so hard. I think I probably would have been too. I was
This is the same. This is the exact same shit that's going to be presented on Kayla's live in a couple of days, because niggas gonna come out the woodwork and say, you know how he was smiling and kicking, and what was Swiss Beats saying? Whoopie whoopie whoop. Swiss Beats will probably congratulate Usher because he got married.
you see Lil Jon, Ludacris. I mean, but the people are impressed. I mean, they won't leave him alone.
CeeLo was there too. Don't forget about.
But I mean, we saw him around a little bit. Oh yeah, we saw Lil Jon too over the top. But so, but everybody they just love Usher. His, like, I think it's his singing, and when you ask what it is, even though what people have said about him, it's like his singing and dancing, his actual talent.
Let me explain something to you. Let me ask you something then. What, or let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What's the difference, right, between Future, which I saw a couple of nights ago, and Russell Wilson? What's the difference?
Well, I'm thinking Russell Wilson, one, he has a lot of money.
So does Future.
Okay.
But they both had Sierra. Okay. But I'm in Sierra's case, what's the difference between Future and Russell Wilson? And bonus, what's the difference between what's the difference between Future and Russell Wilson when it comes to this generation in relationships? What's the difference?
Well, for one, her lifestyle, like I know she probably would have had a nice lifestyle anyway, because I think they said when her net worth at one point was like when she met him like 4 million, and then him, Russell Wilson, he made a lot more money than her. But the thing is that he could give her like all this stability. You know what I mean? He could give her like stability, protection. I
Mm-hmm.
think security would be the same word, you know, and he's cute. He's an athlete. He's
Mm-hmm.
nice looking.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's definitely a keeper. So, and I think that's what she got out of Russell Wilson, because I'm not gonna say Future was necessarily a keeper, because um, sometimes you gotta let people go and fly, go and spread their wings. And so in the process of that, but yeah, he gave her a family. He gave her so much, and then he wanted her. He actually wanted Sierra. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he actually wants her because he married her and everything. But I think I was reading something about like how that when they first met, and at the time and everything like that. But he actually wanted to be with her and still wants
So
to. I don't know
so
what they're.
so do you think so all that you said, do you think it coexists or coexists with the relationship, the generation, I should say, of today? Do you think all that can coexist right now?
And it's what do you mean?
Like, you think that a woman can find, I lost the train of thought. Do you think a woman is it easier for a woman to find a Russell Wilson, or you think they just want a Future just because he's got a bag and everything?
Well, I mean, she met them at different times, and sometimes you go through the seasons in your life, um and and then you see different things, you learn new things, life goes on, and you get stronger, and every day, and you just somehow, and then things come up and things come along and good things happen. So I mean, she was going to find somebody, because if you were to see, like, for the way that they were alleging that Future was carrying her, like, you see Sierra on camera, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you seen her just off of looks, if you seen her in person, like, we would probably be blown away. Like, this woman, she's a beautiful woman. She's extremely talented.
Yes, she
Not,
is.
yeah, it's very smart, but, um, yeah, so she I mean, and it's not even just that. It's like Russell Wilson, he's really cute. So I don't see what she's missing out on. Like when people be like Russell Wilson, but like I was like, look, he looks good to me. And plus, like watching him play football and all that stuff, that's probably even more of a turn up. So, but Yeah, we knew she was gonna we knew she was gonna end up marrying some rich man. I mean, she's a model, you know. So
She's a model slash performer slash singer slash music guy. I mean, Jesus.
yeah.
But and still going back to what I'll answer my question. In this state of mind, in this state of being, I don't think it's possible. It's possible for a few people. I don't see it be a possible for the majority because of what the stuff that the chemicals that we spray onto the atmosphere, the words that we use, the intonement, the energy that we put out there. It doesn't it it's nothing but negativity. That's the only thing I can say in when it comes to this generation. You want too much. Just like when the women say what they want, the men are now saying what we want. At this point, y'all don't both of y'all don't know what y'all want, but I just hear more men say it. And in this case, the men act like women and the women act like men. So this is the reason why Princella is winning at this point. She's been winning.
Well, maybe a lot of people, some people, believe it or not, they might don't know exactly what they want. So once they have, like I said, they do some work and take the proper, do some research, do some work, take the proper ways to kind of figure out the things they want, to figure out the things they want in life, or like revision and see, where they see their life or things they actually want. And then they could actually see themselves being able to, be in a serious relationship, or being married, stuff like that.
How? How can you be in a how can any of these Negroes be in a serious relationship when they don't even want to be in a relationship? You just don't want to. The commitment will not. The commitment is never there, and even the commitment was there. You want peace and quiet. You don't want a woman to speak her mind. Some, but no. You don't want a woman to make significantly. It doesn't make a difference if let's just say I make more money than my wife, but it doesn't make a difference. You know why? Inflation. It doesn't make a difference. I just got a raise. It does not make a difference. That's why it's better this way if two people in the household make money. That's it.
Glad you did, because they tried to drag you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
For being married, and marriage is lame, and marriage is this and that. I'm like, huh? You know who I heard that? Mr. Fantastic said that.
You
Mr.
already been
Fantastic.
married all this time, though. So why? I mean, I get what he's saying, but you already been married all this time. So what do they want you to do about it? You know what I mean? It's like I got.
Yeah, if he no, the longest person that's ever been married more than me is, I would say, my oldest cousin from my dad's side of the family. He's been married for over 32 years. Yeah, hey, he's from the South. So, hey, they're boring down there. But it's quiet. We get along. I mean, they get along with their neighbors, and they build for themselves. We have property down there. Pretty soon, I'm gonna have property down there. Pretty soon, but that's like way down the line. But my point is, you have to make you have to make a decision. Do you want to be with a woman or not? Do you want to be with? Do you want to be? You want to have a family of your own? Um, do you want to have? Of course, you have stability. You have your own car. You have. I mean, you have income. Cool. You have a job. Cool. I would suggest you independently, and this is for the both of us, men and women. You both independently grow, make your stacks, and then find that one that has this ability just in case something happens to you. You have enough money in your savings account, not checkings account. This is where we F up. We don't take money. If we're making that much money together independently, you have to have a savings account with you also. You know why you have to have a savings account? I don't take you don't
No.
have to take don't take anything out of your you have to take everything out of your checking
Let me
account.
take over this part of the banking. Let me do that because I don't need you siphoning money.
I almost forgot we got a
I
banker
don't
here.
need you siphoning money. See now.
I almost
Let me
forgot we got a banker.
Yeah.
Can I? I'm gonna put my little spit off before you go off.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying because you might start siphoning money and start, doing
No,
your
I
little
ain't gonna
money.
tell nobody. I'm just gonna tell
On
it like it
YouTube,
is.
you might start
This is
doing
the
your
reason
little.
why you have a savings account.
I'm not. What if you start dipping in there and some women start talking to you?
You have a checkings. That's what the checkings is for. And what do you think about well, let me ask you this. What do you think about the one pot rule? Putting the money in one pot and giving an allowance. Let's just say I give me and my wife talk about the one pot rule, and I ain't gonna give my wife no damn allowance.
Somebody
The
had
hell?
somebody had actually
My
tried
wife,
to ask
she
me
make her
that.
own damn money. What the hell would I want to give my wife an allowance for? When she make her own damn, if she blow it off, or something, she blow it off. She ain't done nothing. We chilling right now. What is the one pot? What is the one pot for? I gotta ask. I gotta ask. What's that lady's name? I gotta ask Mrs.
Somebody had asked me that one time, and I was like, for one, like you say, you're married. I'm not doing that. It was people do anything to try to get a check. I'll tell you.
No. Let's slow this train down a little bit. It's not about getting a check. I figured it was Miss Security Boss, Mrs. Security Boss. I gotta ask her. I was like, what's the one pot rule for? But it's not about getting a check. It's about saving up for when listen it can be for emergency purposes. It can be if you want something, you have how much whatever you have right there to indicate how much money you can spend for personal reasons. It could be for whatever. And I say, why do all that when you have your own money? The only thing we ever come together for is for one thing, paying our bills.
And I don't believe in that. So
You don't believe in what? Pay what?
mm, I believe. I mean, I pay mines now, but I'm just saying, like when I get married, I'm not trying to pay no bills because that's one of the reasons why I'm getting married. And I really would if
You know you just effed up, right?
no,
You know you just effed up, right?
no.
Well, I had to say that there are people who will dedicate themselves to actually paying, paying your bill, paying all the bills, but with that, you know what that comes with, right?
Well, I understand. I mean, you have to actually have the money to do that. Like, if you don't have the money, then you can't do it. I understand what you. I understand that. So,
Just letting you know, just letting you know what that comes with, because it's also it's this is like a steak, right? A rib T-bone steak that costs $32. And if I pay $32 for a rib bone steak with sides, you think you just gonna go home and nothing gonna happen? Nigga, please. This is what come on now. This is like a rib bone cheese steak. You gotta think. If you get a man that just wants to do nothing but be a man and being 50 and doing the whole 50-50 thing, that ain't got nothing to do. Listen, you're a man either way. Even if you're paying 100% of the bills or 50% of the bills, you're still a man at the end of the day. What the fuck? It doesn't make a damn difference. But my point is, if you're up here whining and crying because nobody wants to pay attention to you, if you're up here whining and crying because you want to take control of the situation, you want to be in a man's position. Well, I got news for you. As a black man here in America, you are still a slave. You're still a slave. You got the mindset of a slave. You're still under the Willie Lynch chip. If you don't know what Willie Lynch is, read the letter. Willie Lynch don't exist. Read the fucking letter. Somebody had to write it. And everything that Willie Lynch, the letter exposes, it, it indicates, it exposes what the black community is today. You don't know what you want. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you want in life. So what you need to figure out quick, fast, in a hurry before, yeah, half of the race in this country is still going to be black. It's still going to be African, but they ain't going to hardly be any of us left, any of this complexion left, any of that dark complexion that JP likes to complain about. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to keep this thing going, if you want to keep interracial dating going, go right ahead. If you want to keep interracial dating, if you want to keep the I don't know, you do what you do.
Um, that when he said that about when he was saying those things, I that right there, it was almost too much to even bear. I said I can't see how some people just get on here and just shuck and jive and just hopes that maybe somebody will see him.
Mm.
And it's like it's not get it's for when he said that, I was like, that's definitely something I would be, you know,
I would rather be playing video games right now.
I'd be leery.
I would rather be playing video games right now, but my son is on the sticks. And I'm about to knock his little butt off in a minute, but we need to do better. We need to do much better. We don't even know who we are as a people. We just don't know and don't care to know. But real quick, before we get out of here, I want to play one last thing. And we all seen this before, but I want to get people reacting again because I'm back and shit is not gonna be it's just gonna be different from here on in. But I appreciate you for coming and wish every lady out there, except for one, a happy Valentine's Day. You remember this guy, right?
A black woman can have sex whenever she wants, right? Because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate she may never get. I have two daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest would be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter,
I mean, he don't know nothing about love.
because only 1 out of 4 gets it.
What you talking about?
I said he doesn't know nothing about love.
Who don't know nothing about love?
Dr. Umar, he don't.
You being serious? You being serious right now?
Yes. Because and the reason why I say that is because um if they knew everything, if they knew everything about love, you just know that some people just they wouldn't say some of the things they say. And
What
not
is he?
only that, he's always on the road, he's always gone, he's always out traveling, this, that, and the other. And I'm not trying to be like in nobody's business, but it must be long distance love that he knows about, or here and there love, or when I can get to you love.
I don't know what your definition of love is, but my definition of love is sequential to globalism.
But that's fine though, because he can't do everything. I
It,
mean,
it's
Pan
plural.
Africanism.
It
Nobody said
has many different meanings to it, and I wholeheartedly believe that he has love and compassion for what he is doing. It doesn't necessarily have to come with a
no.
woman.
I'm talking about women and men. I'm talking about women and men.
Well, once he accomplishes his mission, then I'm sure he can settle down and say, mission accomplished. I can now find a suitable woman to suit my needs or whatever. But until he accomplishes that, I'm not getting in his business. And I wouldn't have to be in a position to know what he knows about love. But he said it already.
No, I'm saying because he is good at, being the prince of Pan Africanism. That's cool if y'all want to listen to him about relationships too. But, let me know how that goes for you.
Well,
But
so you
like
wouldn't mind.
I look at him for because the black, he does the deep African, roots, the deep African spirituality and stuff. And Rich, he doesn't really go into that a lot, but I think that he's good at
Yes, the hell he does.
But that doesn't make people good at other stuff. That doesn't mean they know how to love and they know how to be this husband and all this other stuff. They're good at what they're good at.
Well, again, he once he
And
completes
husbands
his
are
mission, he'll
husbands
find
because
a
they're
partner.
good at being a husband. And that works out, and if it's to their benefit, we can't sit up here, talk to other husbands. I don't know, you know what I mean? But as far as someone like him, he's a man to where, that he probably would love, I don't know, maybe he would love to be married one day, but with his demands, for some reason he didn't tie the knot yet, but he is probably out,
There's a reason why he didn't tie the knot yet. There's a reason for that. Why do people not see what's going on here right now? It's called making us. This is what a marriage is. A marriage, and you've been married before. A marriage is something that's sacrilegious. Is something that has to do with sacrilege. Oh, you haven't gotten married.
No, but I have, I have my mother and everything, but no, I haven't been married.
And your mother and father made sacrifices for each other, right?
I don't know what they were doing.
They made sacrifices
to
make sure that you have food on the table. They made sacrifices. You had clothes on your back. They made sacrifices to make sure you get in and out of school on time and stuff like that. They had to do something, right?
I think one thing that's really, and here's what I think too, and it is probably just me. But I think like all these hookups and stuff, like people trying to hook people up and all this other stuff, like that's really chasing people away from being in a relationship because it makes it look creepy. It makes it look creepy. Because people want something that's genuine. They want something.
What are you talking about? Now we can't date each other? What the?
No, but when people like you who are married, like for example, you asked me, would I want to get married one day? I'm like, enjoy your marriage. I'm happy for your marriage. But at the same time,
when someone asks you, do you want to get married, whether it be the Pope, whether it be Jerry Springer, whether it be Donald Trump,
I understand, and that's why I said
you can't be afraid. You can't be skeptical of these things. You can't. It's a real general and honest to God question.
No, but I know that I do think that it's an honor, to be married to the right person.
And that's what I know he's going to do one day.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is that I wouldn't want anybody to be in harm's way because I do feel like it's an honor to be married, but at the same time, I can't see myself forcing myself into a situation where I'm not comfortable all the way.
That's
I know what you mean.
That's what communication is key. This is the reason why communication is very important. And I have to say this is the reason why panels like real positive ones need to be had. They need to be had at a good clip. Because now that
I don't want to talk about it because I feel like then it turns into something to where it's like I said, it's just not some people I don't think it's healthy for them to be talking about relationships. That's just me.
The the
They
people
don't
that,
have
that used to
relationships that
scribe.
people
No,
want.
the people that used to scribe that can't talk. People used to scribe have no business talking about love. Is that what you're saying? The
Um,
people that are unqualified, like you say, Dr. Umar is
no,
unqualified.
I didn't say he's unqualified. I said just because like, so you think he know, with him not being married, wouldn't you know more about marriage because you are
It got
married?
nothing to do. Being in love, being married, in love, it got nothing to do with it. It's part of it, but it ultimately has nothing to do with that. Again, it when it comes to relationships, Umar's been in a relationship. Obviously, it didn't work out. So, but he had to be involved in something. He had to sacrifice something. So he had to sacrifice being with his baby mama. And he had to go on the journey. He had to stick with his journey. And he's been doing it for over 20 some years, 30 some years.
Well, it's people that would get right on him, and because it's not
For,
their
for
humor,
what?
I'm not going to
They're
say
not making anything. They're not building anything.
because he
They're not
probably
building. They're not building anything constructive. What do they have to get on him about? Nothing, because they're
no,
not
I'm
making the
talking about
sacrifices
this
themselves.
relationship. Like if you want to get
Same
on,
thing with relationships. It's the same thing. You're not making the sacrificial sacrifice for your husband, for your wife, to get both of you in a place where you feel comfortable with each other. Remember, when you go up to that judge and or the pastor or the reverend or the pope or whoever looks both of y'all in the eye, and remember, y'all under God, so you can't lie to each other. Hey, I've been through it. Hey, you're reading the passages together. It's like, are you willing to cherish and obey? What's the word? I keep forgetting. You cherish and obey your vows. You obey your husband, and you either say yeah. You're supposed to say yes. I only caught one person saying what? Obey. Oh no, it wasn't saying all that. I'm like, he just repeated the same thing to your husband, and he said, yeah. Both of you have to coexist with each other in holy matrimony through sickness and in health, till death do us part.
but that's not going to happen with somebody who's running around all around town and international cookies. All right. So I'm
How
not
is
saying
it
no, I'm talking about
supposed
these some of these men,
to
and it's a lot that a wife has to do and
well,
for anyone
so
benefit.
so you're not for the so it's indicating that you're not for the revolution.
The revolution of what?
What you mean the revolution of what?
The marriage revolution?
No, we passed that. The revolution of surviving. We don't necessarily have to get married.
I've given birth and could have had many more, but I'm just saying I've given birth. So I've had. That's why I'm gonna say. Well, what would you say to people who've
So
kind of?
let's so stop bitching and moaning about reparations.
I'm not saying anything.
Stop tripping about reparations. Stop tripping about reparations. Stop tripping about living a better life. Stop tripping about how women don't give you any respect.
I
Stop tripping
never,
about
I
women
never
don't
told
give
you
you.
I wanted to live a better life. You assumed
Not
because I'm a black
this.
woman,
This is
you
not
assumed,
you. It's not
and
you.
go
You
with
keep
it.
pointing yourself out. This is not about you.
I'm
This
just
is
telling
about
you.
other
I'm
people.
just. This is why I'm telling. I'm just trying to really too. I'm trying to show you why and what Like I said, what you're saying is right, but I'm just trying to show you. Why. maybe people can't get along because you can't just jump to conclusions about, certain things and say this is how it is here and this is how it is there. If you, like you said, if you're not going to take the time out, um, and just quite frankly, it's just a lot of stuff is a bunch of talk and it's a bunch of BS because a lot of these people out here have effed up very badly in relationships in life, and they just need to ask God to forgive them and hope.
That's
Yeah,
funny. How many people say anything positive about God?
and
God is
so
not even God is never mentioned in any point in time except for when well, it's not God, it's religion. People mention more about religion than they
like
do
you
about
want to
God.
be with somebody so bad. I mean, like what are you saying here? Like for our survival, like because they were saying that with all the domestic violence and different and also deletion of black women, I don't understand why y'all trying to force these black women together with these men. And I mean, like I said, let people take their time and kind of figure out what they want to do. But I know what you mean. It's tough because from, like you said, the circular argument and even like trying to hear men out, men feel like they have their certain needs, and women have their needs also as well. And it's how we handle it and how we handle each other. Like you said, we need to handle each
We
other with.
don't even support each other. What are you talking about?
No, I
don't
said
think
if you're going to, if you're
I
gonna have
don't
a
mention
side chick,
complaining
just
about it.
handle it with care. Because what I'm not gonna do is I'm not going to sit up here and act like you're surrounding me with a bunch of faithful men. I
Oh,
know if I tuned, they went ahead and made it known he wanted two wives. I'm not saying you're doing anything. We all know, but I am kind of insinuating it. Okay.
if the ma-
So you're
listen,
telling me I have to
the
make the
man
ultimate.
believes in Western civilization. If he wants two wives, let him have it. But he's not even thinking about that right now. He's thinking of getting this thing off the ground, which people are going to do any and everything. And oh, by the way,
Right.
speaking the brother Israel, not Israel Bound, that idiot. I'm talking about the other guy. Is this guy that they keep banging on. This is the Sukihara situation. It's not my fault. It's not his fault that again he was being called on about this particular woman. It's like people will do and say anything just to get noticed. People would do and say anything just to get paid. They would do anything. But we can't support each other when it comes to the positivity. We
No, I
can't support
was
each other
thinking
when
like
it,
that too at first. I was like, why is she going trying to, talk to him? But then I was thinking, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? We're
and,
all doing the best we
and
can.
oh, by the way, before I forget, there
And
was
be
also talks. There was also talks like um, in his channel. Shouts out the brother Israel, not the other guy, but the one with the glasses or whatever. Um, what did he say? Oh, that they cannot find suitable customer service
baby
from
step.
a black woman. That white women, check this out, white women are soothing, and some of them and most of them are. But I have not found a black. I have not been under the care of a black woman when it comes to customer service. I have not been under the care of black woman yet. When every time me and my family went out, maybe just maybe when it comes to customer service over the phone, you might get those ones. Yes, you're going to get those ones. But when it comes to restaurants, when it comes to going out places, you're going to get, in my view, in my estimation, at least 80% of good quality customer service from black women. And they was like, oh my God, what city and state, where are you from? And I told them, Las Vegas. And they go, I don't know, I didn't know. Because it's not a demand. And you know why you get 80% of black women having good quality customer service? Is because there is a it's not a law. I don't know what you call it, but let's just say MGM, right, is connected. The how do I say it? MGM is a corporation. There's the MGM Hotel, the Grand Hotel, and it's also connected with Caesars. Caesars is connected to the Da Vinci. Da Vinci is connected to Treasure Island. Treasure Island is connected to many other hotels.
Right.
If you are being caught doing something dumb and you get fired for it, and you work for MGM, the corporation, you will not get hired into that corporation. You can't go to Caesars and get hired there. You can't go to Phoenician and get hired there.
Hold on. Don't they have an MGM in DC?
I don't know.
Because I think I've been there.
You haven't been here, but I believe they have similar hotels in DC. I just have not been there. You talking about Washington DC or?
Yeah, DC.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't been there. I don't know. But my point is, if you're a waitress and you go to this and this corporation is connected with that corporation, you mess up, you get fired from that particular job. Don't expect to go to that next restaurant that is connected to that corporation and expect to get hired there. You got to act accordingly. Like I've been, you know how many times I've been to Red Lobster, freaking Olive Garden, and other places where when they have black people serving us. We had this one black lady. She was the most warm blooded person we have ever met. You know how much I tipped that lady? $20. This is what they're saying about you. That's what I mean. This is what they're saying about y'all in general. Is
Yeah.
you're not nice. I call bullshit.
You don't gotta be nice.
When
We done with all that. We done been nice enough. We done been too nice. Next thing you know, people want to touch, people want to grab, people want to do this, they want to do that, and it's like,
okay, now we're going to the extreme. All right, and now we're going to a realm that doesn't necessarily we don't have to go to, but
yeah, but
I get
it's kind of like you got when you waitress, it takes a while to
But mind you, we're going into something a little bit like we're going into a white part of the organization here. Like we're going into an Italian place, and I don't think it all depends on where you are. I've never heard of it.
Well, because we know deep down in our hearts, it was a time where we couldn't work there and we couldn't do these type of things. So we're always, look, I've attended, like I said, I've done the lectures. I've, done the reading. I haven't done nowhere near as much reading as I should have, when it comes, like you said, African or Black people. But what I'm telling you is that there's a whole thing that could go into that, because believe me, I helped open, I'm going to just say 4 restaurants. I helped open 4 restaurants, so I know how it is being a Black girl, waitressing. And I know what I saw growing up, or, just doing anything sometimes. So I understand. But and it's probably the same thing everywhere. So.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, I helped open up 5 restaurants.
So when a Black woman says, I don't need a man, that is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to Black men with Black women. With white women.
With all women. You should only be with a Black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America, there's plenty in Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like, if you feel
I tell sisters all the time, go to Africa. So I know sisters who marry. I just spoke with a sister. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
So, but instead of saying they will never get married,
I'll take sisters to Africa who married brothers they met in Africa.
Right.
So yeah,
I think there's plenty. I think there's obviously plenty of Black men,
Black
women.
So and what I also tell Black women, if you're going to go get you an African man from the continent,
right,
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to Black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Mm-hmm. Why the fuck is it tolerated? It's not tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well, over here, I want to say this to us though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The Black woman has had to hold down the Black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of Black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, Black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
I'm just gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. Give me something that I can work. Give me something that she can work with. Give me something. You're gonna work with a bunch of assholes. You're gonna work with a whole bunch of intelligent men. But at the same time, I will say to you this. Are you willing to choose? Are you willing to? What's the word? Are you willing to choose? Are you willing to accept? Are you willing to accept that man for what he brings?
Who?
That's why I say communication is key.
No, I mean you're saying in general or Dr. Umar, because
in general.
Now I would do the revolutionary stuff and like everything up into anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. So, but yeah, in general,
right now, Right now I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Everything it's starting to be uncomfortable with women. Period. But go ahead.
No, I mean as far as like everything up into the other women because of the way I've been kind of conditioned. It's I wouldn't be able to do it. I just couldn't be able to hold it.
And again, you're a very private person.
I mean, I think I could, but it would be like torture probably because I'm not thinking in that way. But everything up and and that's one thing with men too, like where I could get on, I could get right with Dr. Umar. Cause like you said, when he talks about finding a soulmate, like we can talk about the fact that um that's that thing that he was saying he wants the two queens. So this is men, and
Mhm.
so
Look.
he wants to, yeah, because every up until because you see how when people first saw Dr. Umar, like say he was like this revolutionary guy, he's black, and then here we go, he only talks to black women, and then he gets you all the way into the end of the resume or wherever and be like, by the way, there will be he's saying another queen, but there will be a few other queens and concubines.
Why are you so stuck on that? Why are people so? Why are you? Particularly in general, so stuck on the two queens?
Well, no.
Maybe he's not. Maybe have you ever stopped to think maybe he's just joking? Maybe he just means that it doesn't particularly matter what color in terms of blackness you are. You can be darker than Michael. Well, pause. Darker than like a Grace Jones, and she's dark as hell. She's from Nigeria, or you can be lighter than.
But
I don't.
she was a model and she lived probably fabulous.
Stick to my point. Stick to my point. My point is he's either going to find someone. He put it this way. He wants to find somebody that is going to be not follow his lead necessarily, but be in the recognize that we are in the struggle, and until we are successfully getting ourselves out of the struggle, which in fighting for our right to survive, fighting for our right to survival, because let me just tell you now, these Gen Z dudes, they're just too soft for me. They don't support our future. They don't support our future. They just don't. So most of us Gen X's that are still here, we're just gonna have to do it ourselves. And the baby boomers are almost dead and gone. And this is where the Gen X's and the millennials are going to have to take over, because these Gen Z motherfuckers is terrible, terrible. How is it that you say you have more opportunities, but yet you got to pay like a big ass proportion of that light bill, and that light bill ain't sweet.
Yeah, but then
that rent ain't sweet.
What are we doing? So you helping pay bills, and then you find out you're like, shoot, I mean, it takes a big person, to step up to the plate like that, because to find out, and it's not just, if we were using Dr. Umar's example, but a lot of women is, out here saying, in some cases that their men can, they're not staying faithful. So, like you said, maybe we have to. Mm-hmm.
You gotta be faithful to yourself.
Yeah, we gotta have, like you said, we gotta, talk it through and, just try to take care of each other and be kind to each other so that we can, find a better way to get along. And then we might can see something
We're,
happening. Yeah.
we will. We will eventually. Because guess what? It's just like that beehive that's stuck on top of that tree, about to get knocked off. We're the only ones on that goddamn tree. And we all we got. But some of us is gonna have to leave some of these young niggas behind because they are blatantly disrespecting older people who have basically paved the way for them to get jobs.
And I could only see that happening probably because they only have done a certain amount of only have a certain amount of knowledge maybe on these people or
Well, they have knowledge. It's called the internet. It's called the internet for a reason. But guess what? Who owns it? Who owns and controls Google? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just marinate on that while I close up. Marinate on this. Who owns and controls Google? Who owns and controls the platform that we are on right now that you like to blatantly spew your little bullshit on these platforms? Who owns and controls the land? Who owns and controls 65% of your food, your water, your everything? Who owns and control? Do you know that Disney just bought the Bible, the rights to the Bible for what was it, $702 billion? So you know what that means, right? Mm, mm, mm.
that's why it confuses me so much. With that being said, why people get on here and say half the shit they say. That's why I said the shucking and jiving and the jumping around, because it's like you got people on here using a hard ER. I'm like, who are you trying to impress? Like, I mean, I'm kind of just throwing it out there just in case it like catch, and it's like it's not cool. And because people like, oh, what's wrong with this and that? It's like, bro, like you think people don't know what you're doing. And it doesn't take all that. Just be yourself. But that's a lot of people's main goal, like you said, on these platforms. They're going to do whatever they can to try to, you know, they try to act like they're not trying to do it, but they are, so it's what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I listen. I said I was going to do this for an hour or so, but I ended up going past an hour. I just thought I would just clown around with this thing so
Yeah.
I can get but I mean it's been a good 2 weeks, so it's gonna be a while before I start jumping back into that action mode. So like and share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Uh we get the algorithm up. And it's gonna be quite different than it was last time because we're not trying to relive any past or anything. We're just trying to stay in the present. I
It's
mean,
whatever for me, because all I was doing was I was gonna tell you, me and Chocolate, we going live tomorrow.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah, so hopefully you can come. It's gonna be
What?
on my
Okay. You know me in that situation. Just okay. Just have fun. I'm just gonna say, have fun. I hope is I gonna be there.
I'm hoping so. If she, I don't know if she's gonna be on her stream tomorrow, but I'm sure she'll stop through. Hopefully everybody will come over.
Cool. If she makes it cool, yeah, I'll put in a thumbs up or something. if I have that, if I have that woman there, no, I can't. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. I understand the situation. You doing the woman's protection thing. I'm not gonna even go into that. But
Thanks. Thanks
any
for
other?
that out.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Well, I have to say, check me out this coming week, this next Sunday, when we talk about more stuff, more junk about, well, any and everything. I haven't came up with a topic yet because I'm so goddamn tired. But y'all need to go ahead and get some sleep. Take
All
y'all
right.
asses to bed.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for
You're
talking.
welcome.
All right.
Y'all too. Have a good night.